vaccines have been so successful that in some aspects, certainly with childhood vaccines, they're a victim of their own success. Parents especially are now more concerned about side effects and potential side effects from vaccines than they are about the diseases that they are designed to protect against, because for most of us, we haven't seen those diseases in our lifetime. We know that pregnant women are at much higher risk for influenza infection, and if they contract influenza infection, they have greater complications. So it's very important that pregnant women receive influenza vaccine during pregnancy. The vaccination rates are generally low in most places, and that's a result of several factors. One is that for many years we have taught women that during pregnancy they shouldn't take any medication, they certainly shouldn't take any injections, and so now in the last 10 or 15 years we've been trying to reverse that. But many women have this fear of taking any kind of substance during their pregnancy, so many of them are reluctant to take the vaccination even if they know it may be beneficial to them. Our study provided brief education to pregnant women and then looked at whether or not they received the vaccine. So we found that our rate of influenza vaccine doubled after the brief education, but was still very low, was still less than 30%. So the intervention was effective, but there still is a lot of resistance to influenza vaccine. Another thing we found was that about 20 to 25% of our study participants actually tried to get vaccinated in the community, but were unable to receive vaccines for several different reasons. One is that the vaccine wasn't available, but others were that they were advised against receiving the vaccine by healthcare providers, and that for many different reasons they weren't able to get vaccinated. In Canada, there are very few studies looking at prevalence rates or general uptake rates of seasonal influenza vaccine among pregnant women, but the few studies that are out there show that it's often less than 20%. So this is not that different from where our study took place. We do know from some smaller studies, even here in British Columbia, that pregnant women have the same reasons for not taking up influenza vaccine. They are afraid of side effects. They don't feel that influenza is actually a serious disease. They don't think that they would be infected by influenza during their pregnancy.